Hello there guys, how are we doing? Namaste and welcome to O React. This is me Onasi with another video, another reactions. We have breaking news from Marvel Studios. It is said they have officially announced new X-Men movie. And to say that new movie will be from Marvel and it will be under Marvel Universe. And without further ado, let's go through this news and what it is all about. And this video is from Cosmic Wonder.
Item. So this report is coming from Deadline, obviously a very major, huge outlet that is extremely trustworthy. It's one of the biggest trades out there. Marvel gives them exclusives all the time. And today they have reported that an X-Men movie is in the works, and Marvel Studios, their headline for their report today states, Marvel Studios execs eye meetings soon to hear writers pitch for coveted X-Men job. The article starts off by stating, exclusive, with a deal in place with the Writers Guild, studios have begun taking aim at setting writers for their open assignments. Marvel.
Okay, so it is on, people. So the writers have been given the assignments and open assignments, so it will be interesting.
Studios is looking to set the bar with what will likely become one of the more sought-after jobs for any scribe. Sources tell Deadline that Marvel will start setting writers' meetings later this fall for pitches on its anticipated X-Men movie. Insiders add, there's no rush to fill the job since the film hasn't been dated yet, and it's more than likely that writer decision will be made at the top of 2024. So there's a lot more that the article states that we're going to talk about, including Kevin Feige overseeing everything, which of course is an amazing thing. But let's first...
So there was something written down there. Marvel actually denied the comment. Denied to comment. So they don't want to speak anything before something concrete is on the table. I mean, fair enough.
Take a step back and talk about this first part that states it's going to be an X-Men movie. Now, originally, a lot of people, including myself personally, thought that maybe since we've been hearing about this soft
mutants are coming home
reboot after Avengers Secret Wars, maybe we were going to get individual mutant movies and they were going to build up like the Avengers until they eventually formed the X-Men team. And that's when we got...
I like that idea. Individual mutant story coming together into X-Men. That will be amazing. Because each and every X-Men have their own unique backstory. And I love it. And especially excited for Gambit.
Got our first X-Men movie. But according to this article from Deadline, according to the information that they have acquired from their sources, Marvel Studios is already meeting with writers for an official X-Men film. So it looks like they're going to be diving right into it. However, this might actually be for a movie before Secret Wars, which is something that I don't think a lot of people would have expected. I think most of us thought that the actual X-Men were going to be coming after Phase 6, after Secret Wars. Until then, leading up to Secret Wars, we were going to be dealing with the original X-Men. Hugh Jackman's Wolverine is returning. We have Deadpool bringing in a lot of other original X-Men. However, it could be the case that Kevin Feige has plans to kind of mix the two of them together. We know Kevin Feige wants an official and really good goodbye for the original X-Men from the Fox universe because he started his career back with the first X-Men movie in 2000. But I'm sure we're not going to complain about getting an X-Men movie with the new X-Men. The only question is, how exactly is this going to be done? Well, there are a lot of ways that they could do this, but I think really it comes down to two main options. One is they do a movie somewhere in Phase 6 where they introduce a new X-Men team. It's set in the main MCU universe, and then they go on to have a decent role in Avengers Secret Wars, and that team continues on after Phase 6 of the MCU. We go...
Wait, it's a teaser trailer on Disney Plus. What kind of teaser trailer? Is that for the old movie or this is for new one? I have no idea.
Go into Phase 7 and the X-Men team is established. Perhaps Marvel Studios wants to do this so they do have an established team rolling into Phase 7. Since the focus of Phase 7 and beyond is most likely going to be on the mutants and the Fantastic Four and the Avengers might take a sideline for a little bit, it would make sense to already have something established going into a new phase and a new saga.
Also, can somebody please, Marvel Studio, make a story about Storm? Storm deserves it. She is one of the powerful mutants.
Only question here is, what about the soft reboot? How exactly is this new X-Men team going to survive a soft reboot unless they decide not to do that? However, that then brings in a problem for the Fantastic Four. If that film is going to be set in another universe, how exactly are the Fantastic Four going to remain in our universe if the MCU is not rebooted? Which leaves us to the other option. The X-Men movie could also take place in another universe. And if the soft reboot is going to happen and the Fantastic Four film is taking place in another universe, then this option is probably the most likely. This new X-Men movie and new X-Men team that is going to come before the end of Secret Wars could take place in another universe, and when the incursions start happening, they can make their way over to our main universe, along with a lot of other worlds and characters. And right away, what do you think about this? Would you like this? Would you like our X-Men team to be from another universe? This could certainly answer some questions like, why haven't the mutants really been discovered yet? Where have the X-Men been the entire time? Well, Marvel Studios has made it pretty clear that the mutant gene and mutants do exist in the MCU. They made that clear with Ms. Marvel and with Namor. Some people don't like the idea of the X-Men being from another universe and fusing with our universe because that would mean you'd have to bring in a ton of mutants.
A ton. A lot, because there was time when X-Men, the mutants were running the world, so it will actually contradict a lot of storylines.
It's basically an entire population. However, you don't necessarily have to do that because it has been set up for the mutant gene to exist in our universe. We could simply be behind. Mutants could not have come to the surface yet, or the X-Men mutant gene hasn't been really activated yet in somebody because it wasn't necessarily fully evolved yet. Basically, there are ways to do it. Just because the movie is going to take place in another universe doesn't mean that mutants don't exist in our universe. But let me know your thoughts, and now let's finish this article. But first, big thank you.
Okay, here we go.
Now, the article goes on to state this. While it will still be a bit before an X-Men movie makes it to theaters, the news that Marvel has started development on the live-action pick is sure to excite fans of the franchise who have been begging for a new movie since Disney's acquisition of 20th Century Fox and its library in 2019. Now, that's an important statement there because this is going to be live action. Some people might say, well, this could be an animated project. We know they're doing X-Men 97. That's animated. We've heard from the Cosmic Circus recently that they're doing a Black Panther Wakanda project that is going to be animated. We have a Spider-Man animated project coming up. No, this is not going to be animated. This is going to be the new live-action X-Men. So there's not any confusion about that at all right now. This is indeed a new X-Men film. The article continues and states the X-Men universe was by far the most popular and profitable Marvel IP that Fox controlled, with 7 films and a successful Wolverine spin-off franchise that produced 3 more. After the disappointing release of Dark Phoenix in 2019, however, X-Men has been in need of a makeover. And they have. They got really messy with the stories and the mixing of different times and characters from different times. There's been some absolutely amazing movies, and even in the movies that weren't so good, still amazing scenes and performances. But now these characters can exist in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and cross over.
It is true. It is true. The movie weren't that great, but there were some scenes that was absolutely breathtaking. But the character still needs a lot of backstories to be told, and that's what I want to see.
With the Avengers and the Fantastic Four and other characters, and that's really all we've ever wanted. And now they're being handled by Kevin Feige, who started to work with them since the first X-Men film in 2000. He was a junior producer, and he worked his way up, working with the X-Men films, the Spider-Man films, the other Marvel films, until eventually he became the president of Marvel Studios. And Deadline has confirmed.
Okay, this I didn't know that before. I mean, I didn't know he was working for the production of X-Men before. I mean, that's how his career started with Disney. I mean, Marvel. So, wow.
Kevin Feige, of course, is overseeing it himself. They state in the article, following the Fox acquisition, Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige has been overseeing the development process, but there has been no rush to reboot the franchise, with so many other projects farther along in development. So right there, that's fantastic news. Kevin Feige is overseeing it himself. We know there's been a lot of new people brought on recently. Kevin Feige has kind of let some new people, new directors, new writers take the helms of some projects. Now, of course, he has final say in everything, but for him to be hands-on and oversee everything in a project is really nice to hear, especially when it's the X-Men. And the same goes for the Fantastic Four. He is overseeing everything himself. As far as we're concerned, that's his passion project. The projects that he is most excited for and putting the most care.
Right on, Kevin Feige, finally. Here we go.
As far as we're concerned, is the X-Men, the new X-Men, and the Fantastic Four. But the article ends by stating, that said, Marvel has had its fun with fans, teasing that an X-Men movie was on the horizon by dropping hints in its movies and TV shows, specifically at the end of Miss Marvel, where a character in an end credit scene dropped the word mutant. And let's not forget that when the word mutant was dropped, they did play the X-Men theme song. So let's not sit on the fact that the mutants are coming to the MCU. A new mutant species is going to come out. Yes, we talk a lot about the original X-Men from the Fox universe coming over, and they are. But again, let's not forget that a new mutant / X-Men team is going to be coming to the MCU. And now it sounds like they're going to be coming sooner than we thought, and they're going to possibly make their debut in an X-Men movie, which is fantastic news. I really can't wait. I can't wait till we start hearing more about this. So if you want to hear more about it,
thank you, Cosmic Wonder. And Deadlines. Was it Deadline that broke the news? I mean, I'm really excited. So let's see if Kevin Feige himself is seeing this project. I'll be interested, I think. So he started his time with Marvel with X-Men, so I think he wants to give back and make X-Men better. And since it's home now, let's do something with it. And yes, that was that, people. Until next time, until next video, keep smiling and stay humble. Namaste.